All right, we are doing a little bit of a birthday flow today. It is my birthday, and we are going to just go ahead and get started in a seat here. Focus for today will just be self observation without judgment. Slowly begin to inhale through your nose. Nice big exhale out of the mouth, releasing any stale energy that is trying to join you on your mat today. Another inhale and exhale. Continue to inhale through the nose, bringing those exhales out of the nose as you continue in this seat. And as we continue through our practice today, maintaining steady breaths in and out of the nose here, and just focusing on yourself, reminding yourself that it's completely fine, necessary, and important to check in with the most important person in your life, and that is you. Taking your worries off of any responsibilities, jobs, projects, and other people that may be taking your energy while you're on your mat today. Just focus on you and what you need. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's take another inhale here and exhale. Inhaling those arms out. Exhale, slight bend in the back, cactus those arms. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, cactus those arms, slight bend in the back. Inhaling those arms up. Go ahead and take your left wrist into your right hand, stretching over to the right hand side. Left shoulder opening up towards the ceiling. Continuing to breathe here into that left side. Inhale, release, Tadasana, palms facing center. And go ahead and take your right wrist into your left hand. Stretching over to the left, opening that right shoulder to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Continuing to breathe steady here. Releasing those hands, palm center. Floating those hands to meet the knee. Go ahead and place your right forearm on the mat and just stretch over to the left. Taking that gaze up towards that left arm. Nice steady breaths here. Breathing into that left side body. Floating back to center. Inhale those arms up. Slight back bend, cactus. Inhale those arms up. And floating that left forearm to the mat. Right arm floats up, opening that shoulder. Just breathe here. Floating those arms up. Exhale, cactus those arms, slight bend back in the back. Inhale, floating those arms up. Bending at the right shoulder, go ahead and float that left hand back. Taking your hands, fingers to touch. If you have a strap here, you can also use that to slowly begin to inch your fingertips towards each other. And maybe one day your fingertips will clasp and touch each other and grasp each other. Just breathing here into the stretch. If your hands are grasping, unlock. Inhaling those arms up, stretching those arms wide. Floating those arms up, inhale. Bending at the left elbow, sweeping that right arm back. Again, taking that strap in hand to work those fingertips towards each other. Acknowledging that maybe your two sides are different. But if you can, begin to inch those fingertips towards each other. One day, letting those fingertips grasp onto each other. Breathe in and out of the nose here. Releasing that grasp, stretching those arms out, rotating that hand back, chin up, floating those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands meet the mat. And if you would like, you can begin to walk your hands more forward. Continuing to keep your breath steady here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, folding a little bit more forward into the stretch on the exhales. Inhale. And exhale. Walking those hands back towards you. Let's go ahead and inhale, arms up. Exhale, slight bend in the back, cactus, chin up. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, floating those hands to meet the knees. Begin to roll those shoulders back. Going to change the rotation. Rolling those shoulders forward. Coming to a steady seat. Dropping that right ear to the right shoulder. Float that right hand up to the left hand, the left side of your head. A gentle tug here, giving some extra love to the left side of your neck here. Releasing that hand, dropping that left ear to left shoulder, floating that left hand up, seated nice and tall here. Begin to gently tug on the right side of the head, really getting into the right side of the neck here. Releasing that hand, roll that neck, chin to chest. Just some half circles here, keeping the movement between ear to shoulder in the front of your body. We'll meet head center. Take your gaze over to the right. Bringing that gaze back to the center. Take our gaze over to the left. Bringing our gaze back to the center. Let's go ahead and meet in a tabletop from seat. Inhaling, chin up, dropping that belly. Knees are situated just below the hips, wrists are just below the shoulders. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding in the back, pushing through those hands. Inhale, chin up, dropping that belly. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding in the back. Inhale, chin up, dropping that belly. Exhale, chin to chest, rounding in the back. Gonna sway those hips left and right. Maybe begin to float in a circle here. And rotate in the opposite direction. Go back to tabletop, inhaling that chin up, dropping that belly. Exhale, chin to chest. Becoming a little bit more fluid here in your cat-cows as you move through. Not acknowledging any kind of pausing sensation in between your cat-cows here. From tabletop, bring your toes to touch, knees going out wide. Begin to shift your bottom and have a seat here on the heels. Walking your hands out in front of you. Forehead meets the mat. Child's pose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Using your hands to push up, leaving your knees out wide. Begin to drop your hips towards the mat. Maybe your knees, your toes float up, chin floats up. Shifting back into child's pose for a breath here. Using those hands to come back up towards the front, dropping those hips, toes elevate off the mat, and breathe. Pushing back to a seat, child's pose. Begin to walk your hands back, bringing those knees to touch, pushing up into tabletop. Inhale, rise that right hand to the sky, gaze goes to the sky, and just hold here. On an exhale, thread the needle through, bringing your right knee and your right shoulder, your right ear and your right shoulder to the mat. Begin to walk that hand out in front of you. Hips are over your knees here. Tops of your feet or toes are touching the mat. Gaze is underneath that left underarm. Continuing to breathe nice and steady here through the nose. If you walk that hand out, begin to walk that hand back towards your body. On an inhale, let's go ahead and let that right arm elevate towards the sky, opening up your chest here. And you can stay here if you would like. Feel free to float your right arm back, taking those left toes in hand. Opening up that right shoulder. Releasing that knee to the mat. Right hand released to the mat. Toes come to touch. Knees wide. Sit back into child's pose. Pressing forward. Dropping those hips towards the mat. Let your feet float off the ground. Chin comes up, shoulders back. Pressing back into child's pose. Forehead meets the mat and breathe. Pushing up into tabletop. Left hand floats up towards the sky, gaze up towards the sky. Really opening it up, that shoulder. And on an exhale, go ahead and thread that needle through the hand through the needle, bringing the back of your hand to the mat, left ear, left shoulder rests easy on the mat. Begin to walk that right hand up towards the top of your mat. Hips are aligned above the knees. Tops of your feet are on the mat. Just breathe. Begin to walk that right hand back towards your body. Pressing up. Inhale that left arm up towards the sky. And again, you can stay here if you would like a little bit extra. Float that right leg up, taking those right toes into your left hand, opening up that left shoulder here. Releasing that knee, releasing that hand. Toes come to touch in the back, knees go wide. Sit back into child's pose. Forehead meets the mat. Maybe begin to rock your forehead subtly left and right. Nice little massage here for the forehead. Begin to push back up into tabletop. Tuck those toes. Press into downward dog. From downward dog, let's begin to just subtly walk our feet out. Pressing into those hands, your thumb and index finger on each hand, making an L that face the top of your mat. And breathe here. Coming into a static downward dog. The end of your next exhale, begin to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Feet are about 2 fist length distance apart from each other. Hanging here in forward fold. Go ahead and tuck your hand underneath your foot, flipping the back of your palms to meet the mat. Toes come to the wrist, straightening out through the knee and the hamstrings. Lengthening in the back from the hip, from the waist. Just hold here. Continuing to breathe. Head hangs heavy here. Releasing those hands. Slowly begin to rise, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale those arms up, Tadasana. Exhale, slight back bend, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Forward fold through the center. Halfway lift on the inhale, flat back. Forward fold, exhale. And from here, let's plant that right hand. Slight bend in the knee. Bringing that left hand up towards the sky. Nice stretch here in the glutes and all along that left leg, also along the right side of your back. Releasing that left hand to the mat, planting that left hand. Let's take a slight bend in the left knee, straightening out that right leg. Float that right hand up towards the sky. Gaze goes up towards the sky. Floating that right hand down towards the mat. Just grab for opposite elbows here. Ragdoll swing left and right. Allowing yourself to lengthen through the back from the hips. Head hangs heavy. Inhale, rise one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, slight bend in the back. Cactus those arms. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Planting those hands, let's step back into plank. And slowly begin to bend at the elbows for Chaturanga. Flipping those feet, up dog, chin up. Pressing through the hands to meet the mat. Tucking those toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, planting that foot. Rotating that back foot to about a 45-degree angle. Inhale up into warrior two. Tucking your sit bone. Right hand is out in front of you, gaze is over that right middle finger, left hand out behind you, arms to a T. Go ahead and sit a little bit lower into that front bend leg here. Flipping that front palm, reverse warrior, bringing that left hand down to meet the left leg. Right arm floats up above your head. Extended side angle, bringing that right forearm to meet the right thigh. Left arm floats up towards the sky. Really opening up in that shoulder for a nice stretch all along that left side. Straightening out that front leg. Go ahead and float that right hand down to the sky, to the ground. Triangle pose. Gaze stays up towards the left hand. Bending in that front knee. Begin to rotate those back toes onto the toe, bringing that left hand down to meet the mat, planting that left hand. Easy twist, floating that right hand up towards the sky. You can keep those toes up if you would like. Go ahead and drop that back knee. Bringing that right hand to meet the mat. Floating that right leg back. High plank. Chaturanga Vinyasa flow. Up dog. Tucking those toes. Downward facing dog. We're gonna flow through that on the left hand side. Inhaling our left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, planting that foot in the center. And to rotate that back heel down, 45-degree angle on that back foot. Inhale, cartwheeling those arms up. We'll meet in warrior two. Left hand out in front, gazes over that middle front finger in the front. Tucking your sit bone. Bringing that front leg to a 90-degree angle. Left hand is out behind you. Hold here in warrior two. Flipping that front palm, begin to come into reverse warrior, floating that right hand down to meet the right leg. Left hand floats up towards the sky. Rotating up into an easy twist, bringing that left forearm to the front of the leg. Right hand goes up towards the sky. Straightening out that front leg. Float that left hand down to the ground to the front of the shin. Triangle pose. Opening up that shoulder on the right hand side. As you begin to float that right hand to meet the mat, bring that back foot to those toes, planting that right hand inside of the left foot. Easy twist, floating that left arm up towards the sky. Again, feel free to stay on your toes in the back if you would like. You can drop that knee to the mat. Floating that left hand down. Going to bring that left leg back from a plank, chaturanga, bending at the elbows. Up dog, flipping those feet. Tucking those toes, exhale, downward dog. Take your last breath here on this next flow through. We're going to pair each movement with a breath. Let's go ahead and get started on the right hand side. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, planting that foot. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, flipping that palm, reverse warrior. Inhale, bending over, extended side angle, bringing that forearm to the thigh. Go ahead and straighten out that leg. Triangle pose. Bending in the knee, planting that left hand, rotating onto those toes. Inhale that right hand high, easy twist. On your next exhale, planting that right hand, framing that foot. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, planting that foot. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, easy or extended side angle. Straightening out that front leg, triangle pose. Bringing a bend into that knee. Right hand planted inside the left hand. Inhale, left arm high, easy twist. And hold. On your next exhale, go ahead and frame that front foot. Standing that left leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Bringing that knee to the wrist. Sliding that left leg straight back behind you. If you would like, this is a great place to use a block to bring that thigh and the floor a little bit closer to each other. We're gonna hang out here in pigeon, walking those hands out. Just breathe. Nice and easy breaths here, in and out the nose. Using your hands to come back up within pigeon. Tuck those back toes. Inhale, right leg high. Bending at the knee, three-legged dog. Feel like, let's go ahead and float that right foot back for wild thing. Breathe here. Floating that right hand back to meet the mat. Left leg extends high, or right leg extends high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. And exhale, bringing that knee to meet the wrist on the left-hand side. Top of the foot meets the mat. Right leg extends straight out behind you. Pigeon pose on the left-hand side. Placing a block here if you need to bring the floor a little bit closer to you. Begin to walk those hands out in front of you. Breathing into any areas where you feel any tension. Releasing that tension from your body. Acknowledging whatever you may be feeling in this pose today. Letting your shoulders rest away from your ears. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your neck, shoulders, back. Nice and relaxed here. Begin to walk those hands back. With your hands grounded and rooted. Tuck those back toes. Inhale, left leg high. Bending at the knee, three-legged dog. And if you took it on the other side, go ahead and float that left leg down to meet the mat for Wild Thing. Floating that right leg, right hand, left hand back to meet the mat. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Begin to walk your hands up, placing your hands to the your feet to the outside of your mat on the outside of your hands. Then drop down into Malasana here. Bringing your hands to center. Feet are flat, toes are out, heels are in. Just close your eyes here in Malasana. Maybe you sway your head left and right, bringing your left ear to your shoulder, your left shoulder, right ear to your right shoulder. Maybe you take your gaze to the left and right, showing your neck some love here. Go ahead and float your right hand down to meet the mat on the inside of that right knee. And inhale that left arm up, taking that gaze up towards the left hand. Nice opening here in that left shoulder. Feel free to stay here if you would like. Go ahead and take a bind on the right hand side. If you took the bind, release. We'll all meet here in center, Malasana. Breathe. Floating that left hand down to meet the mat. Right hand goes up towards the sky, gaze goes up. Again, feel free to stay here. If you took it on the other side, go ahead and take a bind here on the left hand side, really opening up that right shoulder. Begin to release. Planting those hands. Begin to push up. Rotating those feet towards the front of the mat. Begin to heel toe your feet out to the sides. Extending through the waist. Hang heavy here, bringing your hands to the outside edges of your feet, your heels, your shins. Letting that head hang heavy. Begin to rotate your weight to the balls of your feet. Extending through the leg muscles, the hamstrings, as well as through the back with your head hanging heavy here. Remembering to breathe in and out of the nose. Taking your arms out to a T. Slowly begin to rise from the hips or hinging at the waist. Heel toe those feet in. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, slight back bend. Cactus those arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bending at the knee. Let's go ahead and come to a seat. From a seated position, go ahead and extend those arms out in front of you. And begin to release your back towards the mat slowly here. Letting your legs go long. Hugging that right knee in towards the underarm. Let your left hand help your right knee go over to the left side of your body. Right hand extends out long, right shoulder, remaining grounded on the mat. Taking your gaze over that right hand. Continuing to breathe here, in and out of the nose. Releasing that knee. Giving that knee a tug here. Right leg extends long. Hugging that left knee in. Right hand Taking that left knee over to the right side of the body. Left arm extends long to the side. Gaze over the left hand. Left shoulder staying grounded. Breathe here. Releasing that leg. Go ahead and hug both knees in. Grabbing for opposite elbows. Begin to sway left and right. Releasing the soles of your feet to the sky. Grabbing for the outside edges. Happy baby. Let's go ahead and extend that right leg long. Toes are flexed. Releasing that right leg. Extend that left leg long. Toes are flexed. Using that hand to get a nice stretch here in that left leg. Releasing that left leg. From happy baby. Let's bring those feet to touch, knees to touch. Nice big hug here. Grabbing for opposite elbows. Tightest, longest, most loving hug that you've given yourself today. Remembering that you can make space. It's important, vital, necessary, and a responsible decision to make space for yourself. Slowly begin to let go, let loose, letting those legs go straight towards the corners of the mat. Hands begin to just lay out at your side. Flutter your eyes closed, letting your shoulders rest easy away from the ears. Savasana, just breathe. Your only concern here right now is relaxation and intentional breath. You're gonna wiggle your toes, ankle rolls, wrist rolls. Shifting over to one of your sides. We'll meet in fetal pose using your arm as a pillow. Showing appreciation for yourself for showing up on your mat today. And gratitude for the lessons, thoughts, emotions that your body carried you through today. And appreciation for the renewed, restored, and rejuvenated you that will leave your mat today. Begin to push up to a seat, eyes closed, crossing one shin in front of the other. Hands come into prayer center. Inhale, exhale. Namaste.